because it's that
Yeah.
will to sort of keep striving and that passion that's inside them, where it's almost like they need someone there at that moment to think long term for them and save them from themselves to a certain degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know for me, the only time that something like that was something very serious was happening was I think it was the main event of a Nui show. It was Matt Diamond versus Mick Moretti. And the opening spot that they were doing kind of got screwed up. So they kind of had to deal with something. And I remember Diamond going off the ropes. Moretti goes up, hits him with a drop kick, but Diamond doesn't realize it's happening and gets hit square in the face. Now, thank God, wasn't concussed or anything, but he goes down. I see Moretti go for the pin, and I see blood starting to come from Diamond's face. So I'm like, oh shit. So I go wait, hold on. I take a look, and I'm kind of like talking to him. He's answering me. I can see that he's okay. He's just got some blood. And I tell him, I'm like, look, the cut's under your eye. Do you want to keep going? Or do you want to, what do you want to do? And he's like, is it under my eye? I'm like, yeah. It's like, it's not getting into anything. I'm like, as far as I'm aware, no, it doesn't seem like it's a major cut or anything. He's like, yeah, I'm good. So I'm like, all right, I understand that he's okay. He's good because we were having a conversation. He's not like confused or anything. And throughout the match, I was making sure that there wasn't a concussion or anything, but thank God he was completely okay. They had a good match after that. It was really good because it's fucking Mick Moretti versus Matt Diamond. Of course, it's going to be a good match.
100%.
But just learning about that, just in that split second, it was terrified. Like, I was genuinely terrified that something like that was going to happen. And I feel for, like, recently from back in, April, when Paris, like, unfortunately got knocked out during his match with Aussie Open. Like, Ando was on the ball quick as money about that. He immediately saw that Paris was injured, immediately pushed like people away. He counted the 3 for the finish of the match and immediately went back to him, immediately started like helping him out and everything. And I'm glad that Ando was in that situation and not me, because I don't know if I would have done the same thing. And that's what I mean by like Ando being good at his job. He knows what he's doing, especially in stuff like that. He knows how to keep calm. He knows how to understand what to do and when to do it, both in a wrestling standpoint, but in a real life standpoint as well. And seeing that, it made me go, okay, we truly have these performers like lives in our hands at times. And that made me change kind of the way that I think about it, because it's always something that you hear about, but once you see it, it's a completely different story.
Yeah. And I think as well, once you're in that bubble as well, and you're in that moment, and you're the you know what I mean? Like, you're the third guy in the ring, the fifth guy in the ring, whatever cliche you want to give it. You're also the person there that sort of can relay messages to the back, to the guys and back and forth. But as far as like in that moment, like, we're talking a live pay-per-view main event on Fight TV. One of the guys in the team gets, knocked out. How long did that match go after Paris's, knocked out? Because I know
genuinely thank God it was like the final moments of that match. Like, legitimately, it was just like the move that unfortunately knocked Paris out. He goes down, and we kind of all, like, we're all watching it backstage. I'm pretty sure the entire locker room was back there. Immediately as he hits the ground, we're like, okay, something's up. So we're all like, okay, what do we do? Who's out there? So we're all trying to get that forward. But watching the match back, they pretty much get Jude out of the way. They try to go to Paris. Ando's like, nope. And they go to Jude. They hit him with a finish. 1, 2, 3, ends. So I'm pretty sure that was the plan for the end. But if not, they worked amazingly to get to that point. And I like genuinely for Jude, for Kyle, and for Davis, all of them, for that situation, especially just learning that quickly, kind of, this is happening, we need to do this now. I like give them so much credit just to kind of get to the end of the show, because thank God they were the final match. We could just, as soon as that match was done, as soon as they raised the belts, we could be like, all right, everybody out, just to get like help that we needed. And I give them so much credit for just being so mature about everything, and so like not mature, but like very understanding of what's going on, and they wouldn't have known that if they were quite early on in their careers. Like, especially if that's something like that happened, like for me within the first year or two of my career, I don't know what I would have done. I would have just been frozen, being like, oh, someone's knocked out. But like someone like Ando being there and having Kyle and Davis and Jude all being there, being the veterans that they are, learning about this stuff, just having that understanding that we need to keep this person safe. I give everyone in that match so much credit.
And I think as well, like it comes down to, you know, by keeping calm in that situation, because as soon as they start seeing people panic, and if one person starts panicking, that sort of domino effect can sometimes happen. I think as well, if it's someone like a veteran, like, you know, the guys that you had in that ring, if one of them started panicking, the other, then it's like everything sort of turns to chaos in that moment, which is in reality what needed to happen was match needed to go home, and Paris needed to get treatment ASAP. And from what you've just explained, it's just that's how the professionals that they are, and that's how professionals perform.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Cause I know at the time of that as well, where I was working, Paris was actually working down the road. And so not that week, but the week after, we caught up for lunch and everything, and we were just chatting. And I asked him about it. It was just like, you know, what was going through your mind, what was happening and everything. And what was going on the next days afterwards. And he was just like, yeah, you know, it kind of like is what it is. It was what it was. I was kind of, you know, he was saying it was like he was there, he wasn't really there and everything. And then the next days afterwards, he was kind of like doing okay. He said, like, I had a bit of a headache. He took the week off of training